Okay, so I've seen a few postings on Facebook. I've seen a couple news clips where people are complaining that Islam is being taught to their kids in schools. And I think it's funny because they're not seeing the whole thing for what it is. I graduated high school in 99 and I can still remember learning about the 5 pillars of Islam in school in history class. They weren't teaching me how to be a Muslim. They were just educating me on Islam as a religion, the history, how it developed into what it is today. It was just a history lesson. That's it. I've heard people complaining that if they were to teach Christianity like they're teaching Islam to kids, there'd be such an uproar because there's such a war on Christianity. And where I kind of see where they're coming from on this war on Christianity, the fact of the matter is they do teach the Christian religion in schools. We went over the Reformation. We went over how the Catholic Church, or at that point in time, it was the only church, so it was the Christian church. The Christian church had such a stranglehold on society and how people ran their lives day to day. I recently saw another homework paper with these questions about Islam where a parent had scribbled on it and wrote their feelings about the homework that was given to their child and how they disagreed with it. They must have just picked up the paper and read the first question, which is Allah the only God? Was Muhammad the last prophet? Do people get resurrected to heaven? Are murder, stealing, and adultery sins? Does Allah take human form or have a body? Can he be seen? The next one has a little error in it. I think it's, would Allah ever want you to murder someone? Does everything that happens have a purpose? Does God make people act the way they do, or do they choose their own actions? Can sinners become prophets? Do you have to pray 5 times a day? And the last question is, are fixed term marriages okay? Now, looking at those questions by themselves, you're like, okay, well, are they asking my child personally? Is that what they believe? But then zoom out, look at that worksheet as a whole, and you'll see that at the top, it says issues, and then you have 2 columns. You have a Sunni column and a Shiite column. Now, with me looking at this piece of homework, it's obviously asking your child to state the differences between a Sunni and a Shia Muslim, because there are big differences. In fact, Sunni and Shia, they don't like each other at all. So the homework was actually to have your child list the differences between the 2 main cultures in Islam. It wasn't to teach your child to be a Muslim. All it is actually teaching your child a general base of the religion. That's it. When it comes to Islam, though, there does seem to be a huge push by the PC crowd to not say anything that could be construed as inflammatory against the religion. I mean, look at the San Bernardino shooters. Their neighbors saw suspicious activity, but they didn't report it because they didn't want to be labeled Islamophobic. Look what happened. Now, I'm not saying all Muslims are bad, because in Iraq and Afghanistan, we worked with quite a few interpreters, guys that knew the area. And when they died, along with our soldiers, operators, whoever, we still had a memorial service for them too. Gave them the amount of respect as we did our guys that died, because they were in it with them. And kind of taking a bigger risk, because some people might see their working with the U.S. as betrayal. So just remember, if your son or daughter comes home with a worksheet that's about Islam, the 5 pillars, the differences between Shia and Sunni, look it over, the whole thing as a whole, and see what the assignment is. It's not teaching Islam to your kid as a way of indoctrinating them into the religion. It's teaching them what the religion is about, the differences between the two. Because, I mean, look at the Catholic Reformation. There's differences between Catholics and Protestants, right? They didn't like each other. They killed each other. Same thing with the Shia and Sunni. So again, if your kid comes home with the homework assignment, look it over first before you write some letter, some note on the paper to the teacher and then post it on social media like you taught that teacher a lesson, because you're the one, in fact, that needs the lesson. Well, that's it for this video. If you guys have ideas for future videos, leave those topics in the comments. Well, I hope you guys have a good one, and see ya.